make a decision, stick with it, and don't look back. And I'm really, a lot of times when I come to my YouTube videos, there was a good friend of mine, older woman, and she tells me, like, this YouTube thing you're doing, like, that's therapy for you, and I'm like, I'm right. And I'm, because when we're talking through the camera to y'all, we're really talking to ourselves here almost in a way, and it's very therapeutic. It's very expressive. And one thing I've really got to reestablish my touch with is making the decision. One thing, I get very insecure when I come on these videos. I've been deflated many times with what I do, how I do it, and I have a hard time taking that sometimes. And I'm always open to improve my content. Which, by the way, just so I don't have to make a whole separate fucking video about it. If there's any way that I could improve my content, or if there's anything else that you'd like to see me bring to this channel, or just any way that would engage you more, please let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. Continuing on. I just did a 19-minute video, and I looked at the time, and I was like, you ranted too long. But the thing is I'm willing to stick with that. I made a decision, I said something that really meant something to me, and it took that long for me to feel like I finally got my point across, and that's it. I stick with it, I put it up. People may like the fact that it's 19 minutes, they might not. Sometimes I ramble, and that's just me. Sometimes I get too caught up in making the content for others, and yes, I am making this for you guys as a way to create content that engages you guys, but I think, sometimes I hold myself back in perfection rather than allowing the spontaneity, which is where I feel the magic of my videos really comes from, is just let it fucking come up. And I feel like I failed to trust my spontaneity because it'll be too long, or people aren't going to like it. I'm going to say something that's wrong and misunderstood. And it's like, you just got to be spontaneous. Speak from the heart. Or some people are honestly going to say, no, you just speak out of your ass. Whatever. Speak from the heart. And I do videos that either pertain to something I'm experiencing. Like, if you literally look through my channel, I can look through the whole catalog of videos, and I promise you, every single video I did pertained to something that was going on in my life at that exact time. I promise you. When I did videos about, relationships, exes, all that shit, guess what was happening? I was going through a breakup. You can look through all that shit. Those exact dates. When you look at the videos when I did NoFap, well, guess what? I was doing NoFap, right? I was sharing it, and a lot of that was very much motivation for myself. When I did videos about being successful with a dream and visioning, guess what? That was what I was doing. Everything you've seen, it's a catalog. I promise you, every video pertained to something going on in my life around that time. And that, to me, that's one reason I make videos. And, that's kind of the premise I base my videos off of, what I'll end up doing. And also, the second thing would be, questions. Or just, if there's something that's been on my mind, something that taps me on the shoulders, be like, I think you need to talk about this. I think people need to hear this. And I may be right or wrong, you never know. But it's like, I can almost feel like that you need to answer this question. People, there's more than one person going through, or something like that, right? And one thing I've got hung up on and not allowing myself to put the videos out that I want to put out is it going to be right? I've overthought the approach. And I just need to let the spontaneity of my heart come through when making these videos. Make the decision, don't look back. And I mean that for anything you do. Make the decision, stick with it, and don't look back. Until, you might be prepared to. Maybe you look and you're like, okay, alright. But that's what it's about. Being able to put your foot the fuck down on what you're gonna do, not backing out of it, and when it's time to fucking go, you go. You do the thing, you move on, you look back on it maybe, you evaluate, you learn what you can from it, and then you fucking go. I will not always make the right decision, and I sure as hell will not always say the right thing, and I am more than willing to admit that. I am far from perfect. I am, people tell me, like, you're so woke, you know so much, and I tell you, sometimes I'm really not, dude. And sometimes I end up predicating that upon the wrong premises, like, oh, this only has 16 views. What I said must have not made any sense, or whatever, right? And then it's like, this video's got like 1,000. Oh my god, I must have been such a genius when I said that. I should say more things like this. And I almost let the views and the likes dictate the value of my message, instead of listening to my heart and the people that it's influenced and said, hold on, this is something special. And sometimes, just the timing, there's a whole bunch of other shit. But that's the big thing, is letting the spontaneity of me flow through my videos, putting them out, and not looking back. And I know that I won't always make the right decision, but I will damn sure always find a way to make my decisions, ultimately in the end, right. Talk to y'all next time.